preparation on was just very, very boring. Particularly in your eyes. Once you've had it in your eye, you'll know. In your eye, please say so, and hopefully we'll have a first aid kit somewhere with an eye wash in it, because you need to get it out sooner.
Talk about a compacted surface. Well, you shouldn't really want a compacted surface. You want it as dug, then it's solid, isn't it? If you're going to be compacting, it means it's loose. Well, you don't particularly want it loose because there's a chance it can settle. So if you're digging out, then you have a clean bottom, and it's going to be a hard base that you're working onto. So you've got it. That's our mini room, if you like. We've dressed that now with hessian instead of geotextile. Hessian can be a bit more environmentally friendly if you want to go down that route. And it's optional, doesn't necessarily have to have it. So that's it, we've got our mini floors ready. This should be, or is, if it's not, we're going to pretend it is, 20mm coated aggregate. Okay. You can say this could be equivalent to 300mm thick, which is complying with, you know, local building regs, whatever it may be, to give you the U values, or we're saying it's suiting our floor. That's as much as we can dig down. We're going to go for a breathable floor rather than a fully efficient warm floor. Okey-dokey. Yep. So you're either tipping it, we're tipping it in. It's going to either be done into a wheelbarrow and then tipped up on your floor.
How friable it is actually. It's not.
I think materials are good to get your hands on, good to be hands on. Okay, and have a walk in it. Yeah, and then you can start seeing. There's broken ankle. So that's probably one of the major problems you have with the material, like we said before.
Worth putting a lacquer plate over it?
Not really. You're not really achieving anything, and also you're closing up the particles where you want to having them open.
Or just sort of consolidating it a little bit.
Just probably a couple of inches in that one, no more than that, because then we're going to try and do the three things. Yeah, I think so at the moment anyway. I think this is well rehearsed, but it's not. Now, the hessian to go on top of that. So this is the break again. All this is effectively doing is stopping the Limecrete going into there, but I think it can be optional as well. You don't have to put this on.
Is a lot more eco-friendly.
The hessian?
Yeah, because surely it'll actually disintegrate rather than the artificial fibre geotextile.
I think so. I think it's more, yeah, a bit more nicer to use, and
yeah,
probably more economical as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that one can go in as well if you want to stick that one in.
The purpose of it is to make it easier.
No, literally, it's stopping the Limecrete mixing with the two. You're actually separating it as such. But there's an argument to say you don't have to do that.
You couldn't just mix it in the mixer, could you not?
You're going to go in the mixer, but I need to blend the aggregates because the aggregates are not blended together.
You couldn't just put all the aggregates in the mixer?
I don't know where the water's coming from.
Is this the uncoated stuff? Or the
yes, uncoated.
so
Yeah. Coat is only purely for the aggregate.
Right.
Underneath for the heat under the floor. Yeah. And it's normally in 20mm, just no more than that.
You can't go too low. Could you just go up and then have a step into the room?
Yeah, but if you're not bridging your ground level and everything else, so
you've got to stay below the ground level.
Your finished floor is what it's all about, isn't it? Right, so your finished floor wants to be. And it's not a bad idea to have some masks as well if it comes to it when you're putting this in for the obvious reasons. All things to bear in mind when you're if you're planning your timing and everything else. So like any job, it needs a bit of thought. I've got enough ingredients there to adapt it. I could put some fines in to make it a bit more pliable.
That lady's just gone to get that one over there.
Oh, fantastic. Wonderful, thank you. There you go. Well, we'll see what it's like with this other mix then. Yeah. If we'll make that do, so wherever it runs out, it runs out. Right. That's okay. Yeah.
The other thing they were concerned about, because I've always wanted to put brick sand in it.
I'll just bring it up to this edge and then we'll take it to the middle and just see how that goes. You've got the comparison between the two then. Well, needed a little bit more work to it, but nevertheless, the consistency I'm happy with, or happier with than that. So we've had to adapt this, what we're using again here. So I repeat what was said, you can have the instructions from whoever, and some of you have picked up off the table, which says you can use that for your screen and everything else, but that's the sort of texture you're going to get. I like to see that because I know the limes around there, I know the aggregates are together, the aggregates are binding together, large, medium and small, making that well-graded mix. I'm happy with that.
So we'll recap what's that mix then? What's the mix that you're happiest with?
We've actually now simplified the whole thing really, because that would put one sharp sand to 4 to 10 and 10 to 20. So that's sort of now got, so we've got the fines, and we've gone up we've got a degree of
They would have to be
You've all heard about quantities, measuring quantities, as in 3 to 1. Yeah, I think it's been mentioned today, hasn't it? 3 to 1 measures. I just want to ask the question, what is a lime measure? Any builders in here? How many builders have we got? Yeah, yeah. If I asked you to make a 3 to 1 mix, how would you make it accurately? So 3 bucketfuls of sand, 1 bucket full of lime. All right, can we just do a measure of lime then in each bucket, please? I just want to show you the difference between different types of lime.
How do I lime?
Would you say those were equal measures?
Yeah.
Volumetrically, but probably weight-wise, no.
10.5. Eight and a half. So is that equal to that? Yeah? No? There is a lot, I mean, there is, that's right, that's right. That's the difference between the manufacturers. The process introduces air, so it bulks it up. There's the same equivalent of weight in each bag, but you would rarely mix full bags. And even if you were going to mix a full bag, how do you work out the amount of aggregate that equals it? Yeah, but people get confused, don't they, as to what is the actual mix, what the actual mix is. Well, this is, it's made of perlite with hemp.
That's the insulation mix, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
The perlite's a bit like you were doing with that. It comes in various grades. So it's just made up of basically like that, except we've got hemp in it.
If you put your hand in, yeah.
I've got the impression it's a bucket of sandwood away. 13 kilos.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, the both. Yeah. Again, it's got air in it, just like that stuff. And the easiest way to put it on is to actually throw it on. Perlite wants to hold it, so does the hemp. You shouldn't need to internally.
But you did damp the wall?
I damped the wall initially, yeah. Well, there's always a certain amount of surface dryness in there. So you need to, I mean, I would have wet it more. It's just I wanted it to dry back a little bit quick so I could apply it. But normally I would give it a really good soak so that moisture came through it.
And how long before you put the top coat on?
Well, the other side's been on about a week. That's ready for another layer on top of that. Just depends on the atmosphere again. Whether there's any heating on inside. Yes, yes. Well, Tim applied it.